We have a major trade rumor regarding the Oklahoma City Thunder and Philadelphia 76ers, as it seems the Philadelphia 76ers are willing to part ways with MVP Joel Embiid. And this is a little bit interesting. This is where it gets interesting. One of the top trade destinations that Philadelphia is trying to send him is Oklahoma City. Not because the Thunder think he'd be a good fit, not because they like a bunch of the assets that they can get in return. No. It's because of the draft capital. They want their draft pick back for sure, all right? And then they want more draft picks for the future and restart the process and what seems like building around Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey, which isn't a bad strategy at all. But trying to trade with the Thunder, especially if some of the players that they're asking in return, the trade's just never going to happen. That's simple. However, we will talk about it, because it is an interesting trade. Joel Embiid is a big name, player. He's top 5 in the league when he plays, but he has to play to be top 5, and he rarely ever plays anymore. So it's just interesting to kind of look at everything going into what Philadelphia is asking in return, why they want to trade with Oklahoma City, and, if Sam Presti would just hang up the phone immediately or try to negotiate something else. So we're going to break all that down here today on Thunder Digest. Before we get into all of that, though, just a quick little reminder that about 70% of you guys that come back and watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you guys find yourself coming back on a regular basis, you enjoy the content that we put out, or if you're new and you're liking what we're doing here and you want to support, you don't know how, the best way to do all that is just by hitting that subscribe button. It means the world to me over here. With that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get into talking about Joel Embiid a little bit, as it is a little bit of a conundrum. All right, to say the least, it is a conundrum. Okay, it's this whole thing that he's been doing with blaming some other players. All right, now seeming like he ultimately cares about the team when the information about the team meeting got leaked, to all of a sudden now players are calling him out like, hey, you're not even a role model for this team. You're not even acting like a captain. You're the best player on this team. Why aren't you showing up to practice? Blah, blah, blah. It seems as though everything is just going downhill for Philadelphia. That just seems to be the case, and they're willing to part ways with Joel Embiid, which isn't a bad idea at all. All right, thinking about what you can get in return for the guy when he plays, an MVP level talent, top 5 player in the league. All right, you're just basically taking on a risk, a gamble that he's going to be healthy when you trade for him. And this is what Oklahoma City would do. They'd be taking a gamble, all right? They're already injured enough as it is. Would Joel Embiid magically be healed once he gets traded to Oklahoma City? That's an interesting question, all right? The trade itself is also quite interesting looking at it, okay? Sorry, here it is right here. The Philadelphia 76ers are in a precarious position with Joel Embiid, following all the details behind the scenes with his new extension. There's no telling if the Sixers plan to see that through after how badly he's played. His rough play may signify the beginning of the end, or simply be that it's a rough stretch. If the Sixers decide it's the former, Fadeaway World proposed a trade to end the Embiid era while giving them some flexibility. The following trade was proposed between the Sixers and Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, please, please, please watch your eyes, cover them, all right? This is not for the faint of heart at all, okay? Not for the faint of heart at all. This is a horrendous trade, and I don't think it ever happened, all right? So without further ado, here's the trade. I warned you. The Thunder receive Embiid, but the Sixers receive Isaiah Hartenstein, Chet Holmgren, Aaron Wiggins, 2025 Miami Heat first-round pick, 2025 Thunder first-round pick, 2026 Houston Rockets or Los Angeles Clippers first-round pick, 2027 Clippers first-round pick swap, and the 2028 Thunder first-round pick. This is a lot for someone that barely plays anymore, and I just do not like this whatsoever. I think it's a horrible trade. All right? I don't think in any world this is getting done. That trade right there, Sam Presti is immediately hanging up the phone. You can't give away your 2 centers for someone that's barely going to play. That brings up a problem that we had for 6 games when both Chet and Hartenstein were injured. We had no centers, all right? We saw how that worked. We went 3-3, but that wouldn't do anything for us, all right? So you're banking on the fact that he'd stay healthy. That's just not going to happen with Joel Embiid. Everyone in the league knows, all right? From GMs to coaches to scouts and even players, all right? Even the fans know. Joel Embiid is never going to play more than 50 games in a season again. He just never is, all right? He's too beat up. He's dealt with so much in his career already in such short little time that he's just never going to play an extended amount of games and be available for rewards and actually make an impact. Not even sure if we'll see him come playoff time. He'll play through injury and he plays worse. So it's just one of those things. Realistically, it doesn't seem like it's a good idea, all right? Bottom line is, it just doesn't seem like it. I think the Thunder should stay away from him. Now, there are trade possibilities that you could end up getting him. It is a large contract, all right? It just ruins a bunch of the plans going on. Like, what about extending Dub and Chet, all right? In this, trade scenario, I'm saying we don't trade Chet. We trade some other players. Like, let's say we go Topic, Hartenstein, and Aaron Wiggins, and 3 first-round picks. That's around the same deal. Probably gets it done, okay? That probably gets it done. But then what are you going to do about Chet and Dub? You can't extend one, both of them. You can only choose one. Who are you going to choose? It just comes down to a bunch of what-if scenarios if we trade for him that I just think the Thunder should stay away from. That's simple, okay? They did, this person over at the Sporting News did go into detail about it a little bit more as well. This is what it had. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this new setup I have going on here. But the conundrum of trading someone like Embiid is that such a trade should signify either that the Sixers are starting over or, at the very least, that they have options. That's why trading him for win-now players can be an issue. Not many players are better than Embiid when he's 100% since he can play at an MVP level. What the Thunder offer in this scenario gives the Sixers the opportunity to consider their best long-term course of action. They can either build a treasure trove of assets to acquire another franchise player or embrace another rebuild. This is from Matt John over at the Sporting News, all right? And I just got to say, this is completely a proposal that he put together off the rumors and everything that we've heard so far that Joel Embiid is being traded, all right? That's what happened. Over at Sixers Digest, Sean Bernard, he has insider information showing, and saying that Embiid is going to be traded at some point, whether it's this season or in the offseason during the summer. He's going to be traded at some point. The Sixers are more than likely done with him, all right? It's like a 90% certainty that he is no longer going to be in Philadelphia after this season. So I get it, why you'd want OKC to be part of that. The amount of picks, the young talent that they have that they can offer over, makes sense, yeah. But for the Thunder, it doesn't. Just quite, simple enough. It doesn't make sense for the Thunder to trade for Embiid at all. He wouldn't fit what we're doing over here. He's a cancer to the locker room. We've seen that so far now with players coming out and talking about him, how he doesn't show up to practices, team meetings anymore, how he just doesn't put in the effort. He shows up late to a bunch of things. It just goes to show, like, hey, he's going to ruin the vibe and chemistry of whatever team he's on. That's what's going to happen. You need to stay away from him. All right? And that's what the Thunder have to do. They have to absolutely stay away from Joel Embiid. If they're going to trade for anyone, like I mentioned, trade for a role player that's not going to be that much. Dorian Finney-Smith, that's an option I'm high on right now. I think he fit in well with the Thunder, brings in three-pointing, all right? Brings in decent size. He's 6'7" with like a 6'11" wingspan. We can use that for sure. All right, can play the 3 and 4, can help us play small ball, shoots 3-ball like I mentioned, and can rebound pretty decently. Okay, he fits everything perfectly. And he's healthy. He stays healthy. Joel Embiid, he doesn't. All right, he doesn't fit in, and he's going to cost way too much compared to some other guys that were rumored to be trading for. So that's the bottom line I have. Stay away from Joel Embiid. Okay. I'm interested in what you guys think, though. What do you guys think about Joel Embiid? Would you guys be like, yeah, trade for him, MVP player, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a heartbeat, like, we need to get him, where you're like, whoa, I agree with Bryson here. We need to lay back on this because he's just going to cost too much and ruin this team's future. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.